Greetings, salutations, and other big words. My name's Ethan. My handle is Wrangler. Welcome to Frequency Studios, weekly Wing It number 81 here on Rumble and YouTube. Starting off tonight is Billy Bobsack. Billy.
Kaplaw.
Kaplaw. And Readout has joined us. How are you, Readout?
I am always busy, which means I'm also always tired. Hello.
That adds up, yeah. And Frederick.
Hey, how's everybody doing tonight?
Let's do a quick show off of what you got there.
I'm back at the drawing board here. I'm just finished inking page 7 with the truck here, and I've started page 8 in comic.
Nice. I really like it.
Thank you.
All right, over in the chat, first in tonight is Fu Man Blue. Says, I hope there aren't any old bitter Brits in chat tonight. Oh, where is Star Fury? Let's see. Also, MD, aka Resonant One, he might be joining us a little bit later. King Bob, hoping to join later. Yeah, if his internet's screwing up on him tonight. He was going to join us tonight. Christy Adcock, she's in the chat as well. And no Star Fury yet. We'll keep an eye out for him, Fu Man Blue. So what's going on? That much, huh?
Yeah, well, I've been coloring this week, doing some flats with new software, and I'm loving it. Also finished watching House of the Dragon, episode 4. Is it 4 or 5? 4, yeah. Yeah,
It's episode 4.
Yeah, because we're halfway through. Quack. Hey, Herman, how's it going?
And it's
So,
really
yeah.
Now,
good.
is that a sequel to what was it? Game of Thrones? That's what they call it. Game of Thrones. Is this a sequel or prequel to that series?
It's a prequel. It's an adaptation of Fire and Blood, which is a history book.
Yeah, I couldn't remember Game of Thrones for a minute. All I could think of was Song of Ice and Fire. I'm like, no, that's the paper version.
But unlike Game of Thrones, is actually being more accurate to the actual source material.
I heard that it started off pretty close and then it started diverging more and more. I don't know. I'm not familiar with either. I never read the books or watched the show.
Season 1 wasn't that bad. It done a lot of stuff really good. The House of the Dragons just presentation-wise, it's really good.
Now, the most I'm familiar with on that whole universe, and is barely familiar with that, is the Giants. And the only reason I know anything about them, as little as I do, is I think it was an episode of Film Theory or something about they're saying how somebody that size, regular human proportions, could not structurally support themselves because of the gravity. And it was mentioning how the Giants in that show had wider feet at the bottom, and the shape of their bodily structure was more like what a giant would have to be. And it's one of the few shows that ever did that.
Yeah, also in the books, the fucking king of the Giants calls Jon Snow a little girl. He doesn't have a beard.
He does what?
He calls Jon Snow in the books a little girl. Because Jon Snow doesn't have a beard. He's like 15 years old. He has like a little wisp mustache.
He said, "You laugh now, but one day I'll be president and I'll control your district." Oh, wait, that's the wrong Snow.
Oh boy, you're gonna give Readout some PTSD. Matter of fact, Readout, isn't she coming out with another prequel?
Oh, you need the link? I didn't. Does MD not have access to our panel chat?
I have no clue.
What are we even talking about? You're asking me this. You're talking Game of Thrones. I can't talk about Game of Thrones.
No. He brought up Hunger Games. We're gonna segue.
Oh, I just must have blocked that out. I just am that good at blocking out the mention of Hunger Games. I apologize.
Well, listen.
Yeah, there's gonna be another prequel book. Yep, nobody asked for it, but there's gonna be one.
Did you see what it was about? Is it like another Snow one?
No, it's about the 50th Hunger Games. So it's just gonna basically be Haymitch's story.
Well, we already know how that ends.
Yeah, that's the funny part. I don't know what they're doing.
Oh, Haymitch figures out you can throw something at the force field and kill the fucker behind him. And
That's not a very
Snow
good
decided
force
to
field.
kill his family and girlfriend because of it. We already knew this.
Hi, Leo, neighborinos.
How you doing, MD?
Hey, MD, how's it going?
Oh, I'm having a week. Things are moving good in some ways, but frustrating in others. Still, since I've kind of kicked open the door for my author's Facebook account and learning, oh yeah, this is why I locked so much crap down. I want to be available to fans, but at the same time, that makes you available to scams. So it makes for you having to walk cautiously. Otherwise, I do have another piece of music that dropped today.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I got the theme for Waking Nightmares up now. So, that's a picturesque little view. Got
That's book 3, right?
Yes.
So this is the overall story theme song?
Yeah, just for that novel. I got an inspiration for it, and it turned out very, once again, John Carpenter-esque.
Yeah, John Carpenter did his own music, I believe, right?
With Alan Howarth, yes.
Yeah.
I actually owned for many years several of his soundtracks on cassette.
Thanks, King Bob.
Yes, thank you very much, Bob. Appreciate it. But yeah, other than that, I've been working on my novel Mech Family Robinson. I have a card game that I'm working on, of all things. It's working sort of in conjunction with a guy that's put out some other games, some other card games and whatnot. And
Is this like a new set of rule for playing cards or a completely new system?
No, it's a sort of like a party game, a family party game kind of thing.
Okay.
So I can't announce much in the way of details yet, but it's a sort of a humorous card strategy game where you're operating off. People are drawing cards from multiple decks, and it's I guess you would call it a set builder. So it's kind of cool. I haven't seen anything quite like it. There's been some similar creations, but nothing that was quite like it. So I'm going to see if I can get that done by the end of this year.
Yeah, there's borderline infinite the different things you could come up with cards.
Oh yeah, but this I will have to be making all new cards, and I got to prototype them and things like that, and that's the hard part at the moment, is figuring out how to prototype.
Yeah. Like I like how James Esparza used shorts in conjunction with game style cards for advertising a lot of his. Are they seriously starting landscaping out here right now? Yeah, he would make Magic the Gathering style card displays of his characters with his short info bits on them, and make them as shorts on YouTube. And it was really cool when he was doing that for a while.
Very cool. I'm going to give a little bit of a shout out here for coolest business card ever by a performer that I met at the West Virginia Ren Fair. He made his own business card. This, a Magic card. And it has all sorts of powers and everything like that to it. Tap and cast. It's just, yeah, for some reason my camera just won't zoom in. But yeah, he did a great job. Really nice guy. Great performer. Hey, it's Miss Snow.
She says, "Look at all y'all little people's warm and safe." Look, it's nice and warm and toasty.
Yeah, we hit a heat index of 103 today in the mountains of West Virginia. So roasty von toasty. I do not believe outside exists right now. I think it all burned up.
Frederick.
Yes,
Aren't you supposed to be doing flats?
I am. I mean, I'm not right now, but I am at the end of my 4-page flat process. So I finished today. I've been using Krita. Excuse me. It's incredible. Like you just like, if you saw the files, it looks ridiculous. Could you just basically scribble the colors in the areas you want it to be for each section, and then basically you got an algorithm that fills it out to underneath the line art. It works super well.
Remember, you got to save some stuff for your streams.
Yeah, I mean, it's much more interesting to ink over the streams, and also I don't think doing flats is interesting to look at, to be honest.
Yeah, that's why we had it in the background.
Yeah.
Also, I got to call that fucking
Can you guys hear me?
shop.
Yeah,
I
you
still haven't heard
somebody.
anything on Rook's Exodus.
I
Oh,
see
dude,
red
I
notes.
went to the local.
Hail the hedge.
I went to the local comic store for Rook Exodus, and they arrived. The number ones arrived, and everybody got theirs except for mine. Like mine's not in yet. For some reason, mine was on another order after that. So I'm gonna have to wait till next week to get my number one, because I got number 2 and 3 for context, but I can't read the series until I want to start with number 1, obviously.
Obviously.
Though I did look at the art, and the art's absolutely beautiful. I think he's like one of the best comic book artists out there at the moment.
Right.
Can you guys actually hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, we can.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
I got to call them tomorrow because I haven't heard anything. No, I
Apparently, they're making a 4th printing after the 3rd printing for Rook number 1. So I wouldn't stress out to get your hands on it. It's just a question of time.
yes, but how much time?
The countdown has begun.
Billy Bob is nothing but stress.
Yes.
Yes. Did you look on Amazon for Ghost of the Badlands? See, Frederick.
Oh, it's still the same. Like it's got a long delivery time, and it's just the black and white version still. So I'm holding out for the color version.
I got my color version.
Oh, you got yours, Herman?
Yeah.
Nice.
'Cause
Color
George likes
version
me.
does look good. Like from what I've seen from like the trailer and stuff.
Yeah, I haven't actually read it, but it looks nice. And then there's the awkward
I mean,
silence.
Otter and them should be getting theirs. Did you get a shipping notice for yours, Herman?
Yeah, I think I did.
Okay. Damn. Waiting on Otter and Tinkage to get theirs.
I always have to remind myself to pronounce his name properly as Tenkage, not Ten Cage.
Oh, it's not Tenkage?
Oh man, 10 kg is way better
No.
now.
No, it is 10 cage. We were just joking.
I'll see. Shows what I know.
Oh, man.
Nobody tells me nothing.
Well, if you want to make Sybil happy, call him T.S. Bowl.
Yes.
All right, this next one goes out.
What is that? I don't know. Is it TSBOL? Is it Tisbol? What?
We have the meme somewhere. Hold on.
Yeah, we got to dig that up. Somewhere way back in the Gilded that's about to.
Oh yeah, well, it's when he sent that like super chat to like Eric July and he called him T.S. Bowl, and I was like, all right, spotted it. Frederick, what page
This
are you-
awkward silence is brought to you by MD Boncher.
I didn't do it this time. Hey, just for that, play the link.
Technically, everyone is guilty of the silence because everyone participates. You're all guilty.
Not me. I'm the one who broke in first.
You're the least guilty of us all.
I tried to stop it, but you guys wouldn't allow it to be stopped. So, what can I say?
Hey, Hedge, congratulations on your time at, was it ThunderCon?
Yep. Thank you. I think I
Awesome.
sold 40 or 41 books.
Sweet.
And it was
Nice.
a bodaciously small con. It was only like 15 or 16 people, 15 or 16
wow.
vendors there. So
I toast to you.
Okay, I thought you were going to say 16 people there all throughout. So a lot of
No.
them like bought 2-3 copies. Or that'd be nice.
yeah. No, I actually sold. Actually, I think it's like around 17 or 18 people that we sold to. But you'd sit there and you tell them the prices, and they're like, "Oh, well, I'll buy all 3." And it's like, okay. I had
Works
to actually somebody buy 3 and then buy a duplicate copy of 1, so I gave him a discount. So
Oh, nice.
MD, you mentioned the heat there in your comment.
Yeah. Roasty toasty.
Well, I'm going to be giving this a shot tonight.
What's that?
This pretty much it's a little cooling unit, and it's not an air conditioner, but this is the cooling filter, and there's water in the bottom only up to here. I dropped a couple ice cubes in, and it just blows it through.
It's an old-fashioned. Well, that's a modern take on this old-fashioned swamp cooler.
Yep, pretty much. And it charges up by a USB cord in a couple hours, and
Oh, nice.
so now I just
Oh, very nice. I saw
Yeah.
some.
and-
He totally looks like he has 2 eyes at the bottom of his head there.
yes.
it does the different colors. Oops, I hit the wrong button and shut it off.
Is that a humidifier?
Sort of.
Okay.
It's a
At
cool
least-
mister.
Oh, I know what I forgot to do today. Charge it.
Whoopsie.
Well, just
Mine
stick your
are-
face in the ice.
Hey, when I was at, you want to talk about being desperate for keeping cool when we were at the Ren Fair 2 weekends ago. Wow, just last weekend. It was like in the high 80s with, mid 90s heat index. And so we were taking ice from the cooler, putting them in Ziploc bags, and then putting them on top of our heads and covering them up with our hats. It was the only way to keep our brains cooled enough, it felt like. And then my wife's phone, she had to have, Bambo had to put her phone on a baggie of ice just so it would charge. It was so hot, the phones wouldn't charge.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
See, that's
It-
just too hot, and I would just gone home. I'd been like, "Screw you guys," and get
Yeah,
out.
and then if we would have eaten a fine for it.
No,
Instead,
I
we
know.
make you a cash, but yeah, trust me. If I had my druthers, I would have stayed home too. But no, we had to be there. Though it turned out to be a fairly good weekend. We sold pretty good too.
I remember
Lots
there
of
were.
stuffies.
It wasn't hot, but it was so the rainstorms were so awful. There was this 18th century market, which is ran through like a state site, and they're contracted out to be there for the whole event. And in
Ugh.
30 years, no matter what weather, so ungodly hot, so ungodly cold, rain, never were they allowed to leave their encampment for the 4-day event. One year we were there. They allowed them to leave. It was that bad because the rain was just that bad. They're like, after 2 days, they're like, yeah, we're not going to get any customers.
Yeah, they came in mostly on Saturday, but Sunday just everybody was expecting a lot worse weather, but it didn't show up. Instead, the heat did instead. And it kept some people away, but last weekend people came out anyway, and it was sci-fi weekend at the Ren Fair. Yes, you had your Sheldon Cooper types showing up. It was hilarious.
No.
Oh, it was fun. It was fun.
So
Since
how
when
many?
is the Red Fair ever something for historical accuracy? You want that, you go SCA.
So how many people did you have to call Milord and Milady?
0, because we don't play like that. I didn't
Oh,
vote
good.
for you. A watery type distributing swords is not a basis for government.
Help,
these
help
little
them being
front-running
repressed.
papers.
Yep. I am one of the help I'm being repressed types.
Hey, Christy, you said you have the same device, and it's not working that good for you. Did you try putting the cooling filter in the freezer before putting it in there?
Look at you.
Did you try flipping the on switch?
And I also put a couple of ice cubes in the water there. So when you read instructions, you find cool little things. I know I'm not supposed to admit to reading instructions, but I do. I haven't tried putting it in the freezer yet. I just got this. My folks got it for me as a gift, and I just got this, so I'm gonna try it in the next day or so. Throw the thing in the freezer, see if that makes a difference.
One more infraction of reading instructions, you're gonna have to burn your man card.
Ooh.
Oh, society did
Just
that.
burned in
before we
right
did
here,
this.
Wrangler.
Good. See.
Put it in there. Come on.
Oh, she did try it.
Do it a third time, and we make sure you run as Camilla Harris's running mate.
Is it connected to the Wi-Fi, Wrangler?
Do you know what we're connected to right now? This tune. Let's find out. Is that coming through okay?
Yep. Just the opening.
I am Paul Mahodiba Training, Duke of Arrakis.
Yeah, it's like electrical psychedelic.
Oh yeah. It gets even crazier in a minute. I was playing with lots of dissonance and resolution.
I had to switch over to my headphones because my cat was not liking this.
Ah!
You would be perfect with this kind of music.
Huh.
So she can feel the stars.
Those aren't stars in the dark.
Mars are tripping.
King Bob. Oops.
The stars are
How much of the electric lettuce did you smoke today?
Yeah.
Oh, her cats are doing it too. I've noticed whenever I play the music on my computer, whether it's over my phone or over my computer speakers, my cat gets nasty about it. But I can play the same thing over the TV and over the speakers there, and he's fine with it. I think it's what is it, a different pitch or something that's just hurting their ears, maybe. Unfortunately, I really wish that they had a volume option on there.
Oh yeah. Something to help with the quality. Yeah.
Yeah, because that's something I would, if I could turn that volume down, I'd let that play in the background as we chatted.
Oh yeah. Well, for that, I got one other song I've got to put up then, but that runs 16 minutes long. It's even more atmospheric than that. It's on my to-do list. Trust me.
However, we do have a ton of tunes to select from background music. Thanks mostly to Billy Bobsack, I think. Billy, are you the ones who dug them all up? Or? I know he's the one who had to put him there because if I didn't put it there, he did.
It's nothing but ducks quacking.
It's a lot of video game music. Fallout soundtrack, Bloodborne soundtrack, Dark Souls 3 OST.
Yeah, because they don't give you copyright strikes because gamers use those all the time in their streams. So
Yeah.
kind of get a pass for those.
You know, two games that have excellent music, especially for kind of background stuff.
Metroid.
World of Warships and Guild Wars 2. Their ambient stuff that they do, fan-freaking-tastic.
Speaking of Metroid, Wrangler, did you see the new Metroid 4 or something that Nintendo announced with their
Prime 4. Oh, I cannot wait to hear the tunes in that game.
That looks good, man. It looks really
like
it's true to the essence of turning into a ball and going into tunes and stuff, and still having like the first-person modern shooter mode as well.
Yeah. But Prime tends to emphasize more on the exploration than the combat. Yeah, there's some combat intensive scenes and some cases a high skill ceiling, but especially in Metroid Prime 2. But what's cool is you get rooms where once you clear the enemies out, you can sit there, look through, overturn the stones, and see what you can find, see what you learn. I think the original term, we all tend to use the term Metroidvania, but I think the original term that Nintendo coined was search action platformer.
Oh, nice.
And it's funny, I've yet to hear Nintendo ever use the term Metroidvania yet. I don't think they have. They may have, and I just missed it, but I don't think they have. And it's kind of funny. Their product spawned an entire freaking genre, and they don't use the term that the fan base gave to it. Yeah.
That's
MD,
not an uncommon
can you
thing.
remix your song to sound like it's all cats meowing to make it happen?
That's not an uncommon thing to have the companies not adopting the fan names, especially companies that refuse to allow fans to have input. They want to control all, and they'll sometimes do it out of spite. I'm looking at you, Vince McMahon.
Didn't Nintendo like go try to stop streamers from streaming their games for a while? Like
They did, yes.
They're not very modern on those things.
It's weird. They're so innovative, yet at the same time, they're really old fuddy-duddies.
Yeah, they try to hold on their copyright a lot.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean they don't take the fan feedback. They definitely do.
The biggest problem with defending copyright is the instant you don't defend it, you lose it. It's that fast. If you can defend it, you got to try every single time. So at least that's the way they currently have trademark and copyright law, because otherwise you end up like kerosene, which used to be a brand name, and now it's just a generic term for that fuel.
I think that's just a constant battle for Xerox, isn't it?
Yep, that actually is a huge one. Kleenex is
Kleenex.
another one. Kleenex is huge. I remember they used to take out ads. Kimberly Clark would take out ads in Writer's Digest magazine to remind writers that if you use that, it's trademarked.
Yeah,
Hail
Google,
H.C. Pritchard.
Google doesn't want you to say you Google stuff. They want you to say I'm searching for stuff, because if you start saying I Google all the time, their company name is going to become a verb, and they're going to lose the. Yeah,
Exactly.
It kind of already has, because it's everywhere. Everyone says, "Did you Google it? Did you Google it?" In pop culture, in movies, TV, it's everywhere. It's become synonymous with internet searching something.
Exactly.
Had that issue for a little while for in areas of the South. You know how some people just down there, they refer to all soda as Coke. Coke is synonymous with soda or
Texas,
pop.
Georgia. Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, I think they had to keep an eye on things for a little bit there.
Mm-hmm. It's a huge problem for them.
Snow says the weirdest music that creeps me out is the Minecraft track. It's supposed to be relaxing, but all I can think of is getting blasted by creepers.
Well, we call that post-traumatic stress from the creatures. They'll do that to you. They'll do that to you.
Snow is begging for the cat remix already here.
Uh-oh.
Just you want to see somebody from my generation jump? All you have to go is go. Tss. The sound of the fuse, tss. And then creepers in
Oh.
Minecraft.
Gotcha.
And
Yeah, I
then
can get it.
go off.
I thought that was a creature in a movie. Wasn't there a movie called Creepers?
Yeah,
or
that's
something?
our creepers back in the 80s.
Yeah.
Been a while. Yeah.
Well, don't worry. These creepers we're talking about, they were marketable plushies, which that's one of the weirdest phrases I've ever said. Creepers are marketable plushies.
Well, our creepers could have been marketable plushies as well if plushies were around back then.
The hiss of doom.
I'm hoping that by next Ren Fair that we'll have, or who knows, maybe sooner than that, we'll actually have some plushies based on my fantasy series. We'll get Tree Squeaks and maybe a variation of Bergamot, the dog, in there.
Well, Star Fury has joined us, and he said Mass Effect still has the best music, and Orange Pop is the best.
No, Grape is.
I'm
Root
comfortable
beer.
with him being wrong.
Sorry, Grape is. Sorry. Sorry, not sorry.
Yeah. Herman, by the way, do you have any art or fan art of Hall Cedric yet, or not yet?
Why, yes, I do.
Sweet.
Oh.
And as a matter of fact, the next bookmark is going to have an image of Hal Cedric drawn by Gabrielle Geske, who's a semi-regular on the Drawn and Quartered Ultimate Edition drawing competition.
Cool.
So, yeah, she drew, was it June 27th? They did a show on my books, and she chose to draw Hal Cedric, and I'm like, and during all that time, I was sitting there going, I wonder what the next bookmark is going to be. I took one look at her drawing, and I'm like, that's it, right there. So I commissioned her to make a few modifications, and she's working on it now.
Nice. Everly's joined us. He says, hanging out, playing games, and listening. Person series has dope tunes.
Hey, whatever that is.
Persona, not person. Persona.
Did I read that wrong? It looked like it said
No,
person.
he typed it wrong. You put person.
No,
Are you saying
you're
persona,
okay. He
Emily?
typed wrong. Person series.
Maybe Billy Bob read it wrong.
It's a video game where you play a person and you do person stuff.
Well,
What is
Star
person?
Fury says he's British, hence he can never be wrong. Since we are God's chosen people, you know this because we don't get earthquakes.
We handed you the L in 1778. Take it.
You also don't get sunshine, so
And you ate.
Yeah,
Or
but
you
he,
ate-
he's an
ate
excellent
steak
gunner
and
on
kidney.
starships. You want him in your corner.
Living
Yeah,
in
but
Britain
they
is
also
like
eat steak
living
and kidney, man.
in easy mode for weather.
I'm not gonna really agree with that one. And I'm in New England where we get slammed with everything. Sometimes
Exactly.
on the same day, but I don't know. England, it looks like I think they have a lot less sunny days there than here, and I don't know if I can handle that.
Well, their heat wave was something like 78 degrees, and I'm like, you got to be kidding me.
Oh no, what a nightmare. 78 degrees.
I think I'll go outside.
Well, how
Michigan
much-
is there,
depends on
like,
how
humid
all day,
was it?
most of the year. And we get up to like 90s and hundreds here. So
Yeah. I mean, it used to be for 2 weeks out of the year, living in Wisconsin, we'd have about 2 weeks worth of 90s, 90 degrees with 90% humidity. And now it's at least shorter, but this year is sort of like hold my beer, guys. We've been being soft on them for a few years. 2024 is like, I'm coming in hot.
See the kind of trouble we cause on YouTube. We just sparked off another one. Oops.
Oh, Star Fury, that's an awful long offensive pause on your part.
But Herman, the reason I had asked about artwork is I was going to do another versus video and include Hall Cedric in it. I'm going to put him
Yeah,
up against John Sullivan.
I'll see if she's okay with it, but it's not done, and so I don't know.
Yeah, it's going to be at least a few months down the road before I even start
Okay.
putting that video together, because I just finished one of a 4-part series I'm working on. I got to finish that before I do the versus video. But any kind of character representation that's okay for me to use, it just makes it easier because it's a video.
Mhm.
I can only scroll across your book cover so many times.
So, yeah, I recorded a bunch of stuff that I'm gonna eventually put on for you guys for all the descriptions you gave me. So,
Sweet.
but I haven't gotten around to that because I've been busy running around like a chicken with my head cut off.
Yeah, I think we've all been doing that the past couple weeks.
Yes. Agreed.
No, I'm up here at
Actually-
my mother-in-law's house, so I'm roaming hedge.
Don't we call you a tumbleweed
Tumbleweed.
again?
I don't know if tumbleweeds are actually hedges.
They're not.
They
But-
can be.
It's the vegetation.
You're
That's
the
just
reference
tumblehead.
is kinda fun.
Y'all saying that stuff,
Somebody needs to verify like Hedges' location and Dr. Peterson's location to see at the same time where they are. Differences.
True, we've never seen them at the same place at the same time.
And you
All right, Snow
probably
says that
never
Hall
will.
Cedric is Herman except grumpier.
Better looking. About 150 pounds lighter. Hell of a lot younger.
No, a hell of a lot older. Physically younger,
Oh,
but
younger.
Physically younger.
No, definitely younger.
how so? Isn't he like at least a few hundred years old? Oh wait, yeah, you're right. You're right. Younger.
It's Billy Bob's only joke. Don't ruin it for him.
That's
So where's Kahuna? Why isn't he on?
He's been hiding a lot lately. I think
he went
life
on
is
a date with
interfering.
Maji.
He had to stop for a week and take an in breath because
hey,
that dude is just so full of energy. It's like at some point he's got to stop and go and recharge. It takes him about a week. And once he does, you know he's gonna have taken that full breath and he's ready to go again because he'll come busting back out onto YouTube with a woo.
Yeah.
Maybe a poi
Gregory.
colonic.
Do you still have the timestamp? I need to get frequency to clip it.
Oh, knee clips. What am I clipping?
Yeah, Christian was talking about pulling something out of his butt,
You
I'm gonna need copious amounts of context for that.
I think it was during our Berserk stream. I
Actually,
forgot.
the less I know about it, the better off I am.
Well, the whole point is his comments are best listened to out of context.
Yeah.
Like
you
this.
can see that.
Let me find it.
Do we need to peer pressure RH Snow to come on?
You get
Maybe.
criticized either way. I tried both ways.
That's right. You do try frequency. Mine is worse than yours. Mine is Earth Day. The most hippie fucking dumb shit is on my birthday.
I actually that would be cooler than Valentine's Day. All right.
No.
I actually don't mind the hippie shit. I'm an amalgamation of a hippie, a redneck,
Oh,
and a
look
nerd.
at Christian.
Kahuna, did you just warp to another reality?
We
just
speak
ripped
here
on a
right
time
here.
vortex,
Computer
folks.
room.
When we talk about going down the rabbit hole, we don't mean literal.
Yes, that's what it looks like. That's what my brain looked like last week.
That's like somebody toss him a mushroom quick.
Trippy's gonna be watching the stream like, whoa, what the fuck did I just take?
See, when he made that, he was actually duplicating the Doctor Who intro, and it was actually a better Doctor Who intro than the current Doctor Who intro.
Right? Did you notice Kiko on was there?
Mm.
I did. That was a long, long time ago in a galaxy far, far away.
I gotta get the Kikomon song loaded into these videos.
You notice we did mention Kahuna's name 3 times, and so he appears.
Briefly.
Yeah, that's how it works. We need to tell him to go pester Lydia Dietz.
So that's how it works. So if Candyman's coming for my ass, I just say Kahuna 3 times, and
Yeah.
if Kahuna doesn't show, there's always Beetlejuice.
That'll be
Yeah. And he's going to make you so very happy. I can't wait for that film. I don't know why, but I just can't. Michael Keaton just looks like he's going to just chew the scenery until there's nothing left but sawdust.
Yeah, and it's another Tim Burton as well. And Winona Ryder, you got the part of the team, the essential
got-
part of the team.
Oh, just put one
Jeffrey-
over on screen. I'll probably at least watch.
I mean, they got everybody. Darn it! You can't get Jeffrey Jones. He's not available for work release yet.
He's an
Um,
unperson now in our society.
Yeah.
For good
Alec
reason.
Baldwin,
Well,
they're gonna-
for very bad things he did, but it's actually one of those times when somebody's unperson society. That's a good thing. We all universally unperson them.
You know what? I'll say this. I think Tim Burton might actually be a decent human being because unlike the Deadwood, they actually got the asshole back in the show, in the movie version.
Yeah.
This one they said, "Fuck it, no, he's dead."
Yeah, it was a good way to deal with it. Just done.
For the best.
Have a great night, Christy.
Yeah.
Good night.
But I think that the cast they have and the cast they brought in extra, or the new cast they brought in, look actually fairly good. I'm finding it interesting they got Willem Dafoe and Catherine Zeta-Jones to show up as dead people going hunting for Beetlejuice somehow.
Oh, fool.
So the
It
chick that-
should be a fun time.
Should.
Wait,
Beetlejuice is pretty much the ghostly version of Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Yeah, in a
Just
lot
a
of
big
ways.
cartoon.
You know, I also find it interesting. Oh, darn it. They got Wednesday Addams. What's her name that Tim Burton was producing?
Krista Ricci.
No, the new one.
The show one, the television show.
Yeah, I'm blanking on her name, but she's in it playing the daughter, and I'm like, and not believing.
Addams
all-
Family?
Yeah, from the Addams Family. The TV show Wednesday.
Yeah, that
One
wasn't
Netflix
horrible.
came up with.
I actually enjoyed it.
Oh, I don't know a thing really about it. I didn't pay attention to it because it's on a streaming service you have to pay for. So
All right, Snow says, "Forgive me, wingers, for I have sinned. I have never watched a full episode of Doctor Who." You know what? You're not alone. I haven't either. I have watched a couple episodes of Torchwood, though.
Me neither.
no. Here, we'll
That's not the same. Matter of fact, that's heretical.
Meh. Here you go.
Cast ye out.
WKRP in
I
Cincinnati.
It even has the quote.
The turkeys
Hold
are
on,
hitting the grounds like wet bags of cement.
Trying to get it on.
Les
camera.
Nesmith. Les Nessman.
Yes.
Uh,
The music and Les Nessman.
Then there was Ron Glass as Venus Flytrap.
Yeah, no, not Ron Glass. That was
I'm pretty sure it was Ron Glass.
Who's Ron Glass?
Ron Glass played one of the cops in Barney Miller. You are thinking of darn it. Venus Flytrap was played by somebody else. Whose Google is faster? Tim Reed. Tim Reed. And he knocked it out of the park with that role, but nobody touched
Huh.
Howard Hessman with Dr. Johnny Fever.
What?
Booger.
Yeah. Why did I think it was Ron Glass? I was like certain of it, and it's not.
Well, yeah, because Ron Glass and Barney Miller was about 5 years earlier, but they kind of look similar in an off way. Just back in that day, Ron Glass had a fro.
I don't see the resemblance. But then again, I'm thinking of him in Firefly more than anything.
When he's a
so.
lot older. Yep. Yes. Yeah, the Buckeye News Award and the Silver Sow. That was Les Nessman for you. And then, of course, the king of the sales managers, Herbert Tarlick Jr. actually one of the best episodes of that. There are two episodes that are competing for best of that show. The first one being the infamous. Oh no, that's actually the same episode. Now that I think of it, the drunk driving test where they're testing reaction speed while giving Venus and Johnny consecutive shots of alcohol, and Venus gets, of course, typically more drunker, and Dr. Fever gets even faster and more reactive for every shot he takes, and then it actually is one of the episodes that the showrunner refused to put his name on the script because he was so mad. It was forced upon him by CBS and MTM executives. Said, you're going to do this in the traditional manner of set up punchline, set up punchline, set up punchline throughout the entire show, and he hated doing those. So he did one and he's like, I'm not putting my name on this, and put a pseudonym, because that's when we got the carp, the carp fight, when Herb was dressed up as a carp as the station mascot and got into a fight with the WPIG mascot.
You remember
in the lobby while they're
than I do.
remodeling. Yep. And during
I
the
just
interview,
remember Lonnie Anderson for the most part, but
duh. Bailey Quarters was something else too, though, when you think about it. But yeah, Lonnie Anderson in that role.
yeah, that's right. The boss when she first showed up. Get this Bailey guy in here, and this woman walks up. He's like, "Hi, what?"
Yeah. Yes, I don't do dictation. We discussed this. What do you do? I receive. I am a receptionist. That was one of my favorite shows. I'm always shocked it actually lasted 4 seasons, though it probably could have gone one more.
Actually, that's probably a good lifespan for a show, because that gives you enough seasons to gain relevance, and it gives you a time to stop before you get stupid.
Yeah.
So not all shows are designed. Not all shows would lend themselves well to continuing on and on, unfortunately. There's some that are really good, but the only reason they're that good is because they were fairly short-lived. Not too short that they're forgotten, unless you're Firefly, then you can get away with that crap. But it still doesn't make you money.
They're an exception. They're the exception to the rule in many cases.
And they still didn't profit from that. It was just it's one of those sad things where it became culturally relevant, but it wasn't profitable at all. Probably because, sci-fi on TV, especially at that time, they didn't have as many special effect tools as they do now for television.
Right.
It was very expensive. And also, whenever more new executives come into a TV station that have their own pet projects they want to get going, sci-fi is the first thing to get axed.
Oh, yeah. Because it's also the most expensive. It's part of why Tales from the Gold Monkey got axed right after one season, despite the fact every other network was freaking out about it, because it had everything going for it, except its budget, shooting in Hawaii, because Belisarius was shooting it, and he did that before he did Magnum PI.
Then there was Farscape. Their plug got pulled 1 season shy of completing the story.
Yep.
And they did the Firefly thing. They made a movie to wrap it up.
Except
so it was all, it was all, well, this because they tried to cram it all into one long episode, for lack of better words. And
for me, Firefly was saved in a lot of ways by Serenity being such a great movie, because it prevented Joss Whedon from rambling on and on and on. And he was forced to do everything he wanted in one movie, and it worked.
It worked.
So, but I still stand.
I know it exists in graphic novel, but I would have liked to see one more season at least, so we could wrap up the Blue Sun Corporation deal. 2x2 Hands of Blue. Those guys.
I didn't like the TV show. I love the movie. I'm weird that way. And part of the biggest things that I hated about the TV show was the score. I did not like that Western twangy crap for sci-fi. It just never works for me.
That's where you and I differ. I was actually kind of bummed there wasn't as much of it in the movie. There were a few parts where I'm like, I get they didn't want to do that. They were trying to go for a little more mass appeal, so they scaled back the Western stuff. But I do wish they would have put a little more of that. What is that twang guitar? It's not steel guitar, or maybe it's something mixed with some steel guitar. A little bass,
It's probably
bass slide and steel is like that. Bow, bow, down, down, whatever. I can't.
Yeah. That was almost Archer-esque. In
I can't make the sound effect.
You have a clip for that, I think, Frank.
Do that again, Frequency.
No, I know it's already getting clipped, but that doesn't mean I have to be the one to do it.
He's gonna make you work if you want it. Now you would have been able to get away
I
with
could
it.
have let that
Ennio
play on. I was into it.
If you could have gotten away with it, if Ennio Morricone would have been the one doing the music and just say, "All right, we want you to channel what you did back when you did Once Upon a Time in the West," something like that. Then you would have got, or what was it? The Something of Gold. I'm blanking on the whole title, but yeah, channeling that, and you could have gotten away with it for Serenity. I think far better, but that's me. I'm just chuckling also at what Snow said earlier about crushing on Dr. John Beaver, and I'm like, well, at least it isn't the Ripper. Yeah, Rip Tide. It wasn't him, right?
Now, Emerald Rose actually did a song based on Firefly, which is kind of cool. I don't know if you're familiar with Emerald Rose. They're a kind of they're a southern rockish folk band.
Mm-hmm.
And they do mostly a lot of pagan lore for their music. But they just one day did a song called Big Damn Heroes. So it's, I think it's on YouTube. If anyone's curious, you could go look it up. But I thought it was pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
The Legend of Jane.
Oh, Lord.
The hero of Canton, the man they call Jane. It's like, I want to go down there. They'll remember my... They're not going to remember you. They get down there, there's a big old statue of them. It's like,
I actually saw the start of that episode.
yeah, what was cool was Simon is very much that upper class proper type, and everybody else there is very much blue collar. And they're having this big old conversation about they never hear him cuss. He never cusses. And he's like, I cuss. And they're like, we don't hear it. He goes, I cuss when it's appropriate. Now, for those who haven't seen the show, Jane is the big dumb mercenary. I wouldn't call him good, or he's neutral. He's as neutral as it gets. I mean, he has some loyalty to the crew he's with, but for the most part, he's for hire. But he's not very bright, yet somehow is good at what he does. So that's the kind of character you're dealing with. He's a big dumb lug who can get the job done, but don't make him think. And he ripped off the governor of this town they were going to, but it was years ago. They figured, oh, no one there is going to remember you. And so when they go back in, he's like bundled up trying to cover his face so nobody recognizes him. And they're like, Jane, no one's going to recognize you. And they're going through the place where all the mutters work. And they walk up and they see this big statue of Jane, and it says the hero of Canton on the base. And Simon looks up at the statue and goes, son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Jane is Jane. He is he's the purity of Merc. Give you, for those who haven't seen, to give you an idea of where Jane's intelligence lies, River was pretty much kind of government mind washed. So she's like this assassin that can be activated with certain words, and other certain words make her fall asleep. And when Simon was explaining this, said, when I say the words, and then Jane jumps up and goes, don't say it. And they're like, it only works on her. He's like, oh, well, now I know that.
Yeah, he's
Adam Baldwin was like,
He was perfect for that.
yeah.
Yeah.
He's played some very smart people too. You wouldn't think of it. He's got quite a wide range for his ability to act, but they always love casting him as big lugs in sci-fi films.
Because he does so dang well at those too.
Yeah, well, my dad used to call him Mr. Sci-Fi ever since back in the X-File days when he was on there. He showed up in X-Files. He showed up in Independence Day. He was all over sci-fi at the time. He was in Chuck.
And then he shows up in Patriot.
Don't you like his role in Chuck though?
Never saw it.
He was a bodyguard federal agent. But he
Okay.
was very, very grumpy. Yeah, I would call him similar to Norman in Mighty Max, except a little crankier.
Oh yeah. Sorry, brain then kicked in.
I never saw Mighty Max.
It was a very weird cartoon.
I loved that show. I was so pissed when they canceled it.
It had actually one of the darker endings, if I remember correctly.
It ended with it was pretty much Armageddon happening and everything was falling apart. But then he realized the item that Skullmaster was holding that was destroying everything and but could also turn back time. Max had the ability to do it too, and so even though Skullmaster was holding it and using it, Max went up, put his hand on Skullmaster, and kind of connected the circuit, overrode him, took control, and reversed time back to the first episode. But everybody was aware time was rewound, and that was where the season ended, and it was kind of like starting over. But now everybody's like scrambling because everybody knows what's going to be happening, so they're trying to pretty much outrace each other all over again, and that's where they cut it. I think it was called Armageddon Closer.
Oof.
But I popped one of the episodes up like a couple months ago because I haven't seen it in years and can't remember a whole lot. I just remember I loved watching it. And the first episode I put up, the villain of the week on that one, was freaking Apophis. I forgot how much they dug into so much different lore in that show. I mean, they dug through all the mythologies for it. So it probably influenced me when my writing more than I realized.
Could be. It's astonishing where we are suddenly influenced from.
I was influenced by beer.
What's that?
I was influenced by beer.
Beer will make you give you some mileage. Alcohol will do some crazy stuff. I don't condone it, but it will lead to some interesting thoughts.
No, but I believe Herman because his story starts in a tavern, like literally.
Oh yeah.
So the third one starts in an alehouse.
Ah, there you go. I wanted to slip in and say it earlier, but I missed the timing. But I got your book as well, Herman, from Amazon, and it was really affordable as well. Like for someone who lives in Canada who doesn't need to pay for the shipping. So I'm just started. So I'm halfway through almost chapter 8. Loving it so far.
Cool.
See how that turns out.
Yeah, King Richard called it a banger, a banger.
Banger. Okay. I haven't gotten to that part yet.
I don't remember that part being in there.
Banga, bang.
Right now, it's just okay. Jesus Christ.
Salma Hayek. One of the great financial minds of our time.
Okay.
It's a meme.
There's the long story there.
Yeah, it's a meme in case you didn't get it. Because there's a finance dude whose name is F.A. Hayek. So people have been
Hayek. Okay.
Yeah, so they've been playing around with the idea that if we put Salma's picture, people are more likely to read the financial quote. So they're like, okay, let's. So it became.
They're not wrong.
They're not wrong. It works really well.
Nope.
Yeah.
The
sex sells.
biological imperative is a thing, you know.
It's part of the reason why a lot of automated voices are female, because men listen to a female voice more readily than they would another male. I'm not going to say how they react to it, but they listen to it.
In her prime, nobody could even come close to her.
Snow says I have a noir vibe going right now. My town, my beat.
It's Chinatown.
Johnny Dollar. Yours sincerely, Johnny Dollar.
For those just listening, King Bob posted, "The voices in my head influenced me." ... Next
Everybody,
post, shut up, man! I'm talking to the chat.
let's all be quiet for a minute so King Bob can get it out.
But oops. Yeah, we're just jealous. They're talking to you, man.
Snow says, Frederick, you make me look like such a potato artist. I literally watched you for half an hour and it's amazing.
Oh, thanks.
High compliments to you, Frederick, but what's wrong with potatoes?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, I think everyone should be creative in a way that stimulates them, whatever it is, no matter what state they're at as well. Because I'm sure that I'm a potato writer.
Phrasing.
Compared to our age, like I'm sure I'm a potato writer, and I'm having a go at my first time writing with this comic. So hopefully hopefully the art carries my writing for a little while.
Because I want to be a potato writer.
Me, I'm tater
writer.
Because I want to be a dentist.
So, did you know that RH Snow has 5,500 followers on Twitter?
Really?
RH Snow, you're famous.
She's famous. She's way more famous than me.
She's Twitter famous.
I'm struggling with 1,800. You've got 5,500.
You
and
guys
she's
are
going around calling me famous.
You guys are loads ahead of me.
Of course, I'd be up around probably about 3,000 if I wasn't like, blocking every thought bot that followed me.
Why do I hear boss music?
That's the theme.
I just hit the button. I can't even hear it on my end.
Billy Bob's theme.
It really is.
Oh, is it? I just hit one of the words and I'm barely. This is what I miss when I don't have the headphones on, I guess. I'm working on it, RH. Actually, I don't want to be famous. I want my characters to be famous, but I don't want to be famous.
Well, if you want famous tips, you got to take them from her. Because she's the famousest.
I didn't do nothing. It was fucking frequency.
Yeah, if you're talking about the music, RH, there, I hit the button. I was looking for something to play for background music, and I picked something at random and landed on that.
You hit the button.
Yeah, I have a whole bunch of music buttons over here.
Frederick, I know what song we need.
If the song you're thinking of is already there, then by all means, hit the button.
No.
No, you
need to
hit
get the
button.
Alex Jones is Return the Frogs Gay.
Oh yeah. That could be good. Freaking frogs gay. Did anybody play the Alex Jones game, a video game?
No.
But I remember some people talking about it. Evidently, it's a pretty boring game.
Yeah, it's a simple side scroller. It's funny with the Alex Jones quotes. Once you're done with the quotes, it's pretty much.
Yeah, but if you're gonna do something like that, make it like really good and like replayable.
I've never heard of this thing.
Yeah, it was just I don't know, it was kind of a promotional thing. Somebody made a video game where like taking the best quotes, yeah. Somebody can pull it up. Or is that the freaking Frogs Gay tune? Yeah, the remix.
Yeah, we need to put that as his background music.
Well, that's right. You do have an
like
own.
putting chemicals in the water that turn the friggin' frogs gay. Do you understand that? Turn the friggin' frogs gay. Serious crap.
Did you see the video where someone on their Christmas like house thing they had that projector playing?
Yes, that was like
Like-
they won Christmas that year.
Yeah. That's fucking dedication, man. Also, you know the neighbors fucking hated them.
I'm gonna say it real slow for you. Frogs!
Oy vey.
I will always love that one. Seven years ago they did that.
Wow.
Whoa.
Don't you feel old now?
Every day
Out.
of my life.
I don't know if I'm feeling older or just a lot less mature than I should be. I can't tell.
Yes. Older and less mature. Because I don't care as much.
Somebody said that to me. I'm surprised that they're calling me really old, but then again, yeah, I guess
Frederick.
it kind of does happen after a while. But someone once said, "You're really old." I said, "Yeah, but I make up for it by being real immature."
That's a good answer.
Works for me.
Yeah, I gave you a hint for Deluxe Volume 8, Frederick.
Where
Yeah.
I saw it in my local comic shop. They have the whole deluxe collection as well. So I have a backup place now to buy it. But there's no like discount. I don't get really I guess I do in a way. I just don't
Oh,
use
Christy, this works great when I hold it like this. Oh wait, she's not watching anymore. My bad.
All right, Snow, have you seen Herman?
Yeah, we met at BaseCon.
Do you know how old he is? All right.
She's older than me.
He watched Moses break the tablets, okay?
She was there to make the tablets.
Are you calling
Moses
Ari
wasn't.
Snow old?
She's older than me.
I was just a baby then, and he broke it over my head.
Yeah, but you're not supposed to call a woman old, you know. That's just it's just mean.
Oh, I'm
Herman.
just stating a
Very
fact. She's
improper of you.
It's older than me, and you decided to run with it.
No. You're the one. You could have
Oh,
lied.
yes,
and said that
yes.
You're young. Yeah.
Okay,
King
I'm
Bob
younger
says.
than she is.
King Bob says he thinks he had some of the whatever Snow was smoking.
But fame.
What's this? Dude, I was when Moses' mama was born. Herman, I think you and Snow are going to have to battle for the title.
Well, she already won the Famouser title, so. All right, guys. Well, I'm almost out of battery here, so I'll talk to you guys later.
All right, thanks for coming
it
in.
easy,
Don't
Head.
forget to check out his books, Revenant
Buy
in
his
the
books.
Tomb, Revenant in
Buy
the
my
Cult
books.
Book 1. Revenant in the Cult Book 2 is coming when?
Next year.
Next year.
Yes,
So quick,
early
catch
next
up
year.
all you can.
I might be doing.
Are we going to call the fight the Dust Bowl?
I'm also probably going to do a Kickstarter, so I'm not 100% sure. I had a discussion with a lawyer today about something, and looks like I might have to pay out some money, so it's probably going to push back my finances.
Ouch.
So yeah,
I'm
not
sorry.
happy about that. So, anyways, So yeah, keep an eye out for the Kickstarter and buy my book. And I'll talk to you guys later, dude.
Have a great night, Herman. Thanks for coming in.
No
and
problem.
Snow says she taught Methuselah in preschool.
Seems legit.
She also says now. I'm not sure. Do it now. Do what now?
Just do it!
That's the best I got. Hope that worked. Slacker, dude, I bought your book. Who are you referring to as dude? Oh, Snow, are you referring to Herman's book? Yep, she is. Yeah, I can't wait to put Hall Cedric versus John Sullivan. That's going to be fun.
I have a question for the group.
Yeah.
In comics, do you guys prefer hand-drawn onomatopoeia or computer digital lettering onomatopoeia?
I'm indifferent.
I think sound effects when you're actually having it hand drawn into the image is better than digital over it. I think when it comes to your text box and shit, I really don't care. Like it doesn't matter,
right?
To me personally, sound effects. I mean, you can do a lot if you actually have it drawn in to your image. You know, your drawing.
Yeah.
And have it really play with it and everything. I'm assuming that's what you're asking, right?
No, exactly.
Did we lose MD for good, or what happened there?
No clue. Read out what's your answer.
Oh, sweet. I'm not a slacker. If she only knew.
I don't.
We know
have
you're
an
the
answer.
biggest comic book reader in the entire world.
If as long as it all flows together on the page, like if it looks like it should, the boxes should be naturally there with the rest of the drawing, whichever way makes it look the best.
Interesting.
But if it looks like here's what I'll say: if it looks like you're slapping the boxes, just like slapping them on, and there's some juxtaposition, then there might be a problem. But if it can all blend well, then whichever form works the best.
Ooh.
Show the sound effect right there.
Yeah, I've got.
I can see it.
Clap here. It's not, this one could have been digital. I mean, it's not really integrated or nothing, but it's got that handwritten
still
kind
there.
Yeah, it's still there.
Also, it's going to give it like, you know, still personalized because it's not you copying and pasting an asset you drew. That's
But I'm going to also translate it into French. I'm going to have to add like le clap right in front. So.
You put the L right on his head.
I can do a little one, you know. It's like, you know, when it's le, you can always make it a little smaller. You know?
That's what you do. Oh man. Yeah, I thought you were going to do the flats.
Yeah, no, I don't think
do it off screen. So we save the drawings for the Tuesdays.
Yeah, no, I was thinking about it, but it's like it's really not interesting to look at. And I'm also like super beginner with it as well.
But Frederick, that's why we were saying you do it. You do that during these streams because you don't have to have your camera on and showing it.
Right.
And Tuesday you can get on to the actual.
Oh, you mean not showing anything? Okay, right.
Okay.
Yeah.
That way you still have stuff for art streams.
But to be honest, like I really love inking so freaking much that I kind of like look forward to like drawing on camera and stuff. It's actually really fun to do. And plus, I still got like what? I've still got 5 pages to ink up to everything that's penciled so far. So, you know, it's okay to catch up a little bit.
Well, I mean, if you run out, we're going to start Black Tarzan, you know.
Well, when I run out, I'll have to pencil the rest, which is the bad guy scene, and I think that's going to be the most exciting freaking part of the book. It's halfway through. You meet the bad guys. That's the flip with the punch.
Oh, wait, about it.
Oh, Frederick, you're doing the Call of Cthulhu with us, right?
Yes, but I don't know what kind of character to do yet because I don't know the world, what the options are. You know,
Read
can I do
out.
a
Are you
black
doing
elf?
I most likely will not.
No.
All right, we're canceling readout.
But
What are you
Yeah,
talking
this
about?
would not be the
Hey,
first time nor the last time.
Listen, readout. It's your perfect time. It's 1933. Which, by the way, we found out that's when Hitler gets elected.
well, if we're going back to 1933, we can go interfere.
With
I
Christian's
guess if we're
character-
busy dealing with Cthulhu, Hitler's suddenly small potatoes.
Yeah, there were bigger problems in 1933 than Hitler, Wrangler. You don't understand.
No, here's the funny thing is, Prohibition also ends in 1933.
Oh, this game sucks already. We can't drink. You're saying?
No, it ends. It ends again.
No, it ends. Now we can do it
Oh,
again.
probate.
legally.
Okay, so we're drunk all the time, basically. That's okay. Now,
No.
Beer.
It wasn't until December the 5th of 1933. The game is taking place in August. So technically, it's still in effect.
all right, this is a hard sell.
Oh, wait until you meet Christian's character. Oh my God.
What's he playing?
A fucking German Jew who has this curious book by this rising political star in Germany at that time. Just got elected, funny enough.
Interesting.
Of course he's got that. He needs to make his table set level.
He said, "Come down, shield."
But we're still playing in the Arkham.
Yeah,
Right?
Death Blue.
We're playing in this theoretical city or the magic.
A bummer to hear that, King Bob.
What'd you say, Frederick?
Oh, I was just saying we're playing the Arkham City, right, in the game. Like we're not playing in Germany.
No, we're in America.
Okay.
America, fuck you. Yeah, it's set in.
Save the other day, yeah.
Yeah, H.P. Lovecraft. I think one of his stories. Arkham.
So, what kind of characters do you play in the Call of Cthulhu game?
Did you say Call of Cthulhu?
My character? Well, his name
what
is
are the
Rick
kind of the
Potato.
options? No, I know. Yeah, you're a junkie, right?
No, I'm a professional coke abuser and
Swinger.
Baldo enthusiast. No relation to Nick Ricada, anyways. You know? I mean, Frederick, you can play anything. I mean, as long as it makes sense.
We don't have sound from you, MD.
What do you want to play?
You're good.
Okay.
You can play a police detective, lawyer, doctor. You're given all kinds of options. You can play a crackhead.
I was thinking of playing a midget.
I'm pretty sure you can play a midget.
A midget what?
That part I haven't figured out yet. I'm just like maybe a librarian midget who's like always like frustrated because he has to get the books on the top shelf or something. I don't know. It seems like something like that might be fun to play, like be a playful comedic touch to the group.
I think only one of us has played a serious character so far.
I mean, I could still play a midget seriously, but that's kind of what makes it funny too, you know.
Yeah,
No,
but I think
if you
Umbrella,
can play a hamster, she's in.
yeah, Umbrella Cat, I think is the only one who's playing like an actual like police detective dude.
Well, we
It's
need
like,
someone to like hold things together.
Sorry about dropping out. Apparently, my computer went pop, shut down.
Is it
Yeah,
overheating? I had
I
that
don't-
problem last week. Everything was overheating.
It might have, though my stats were telling me, no, I'm not overheating. Currently, it says I'm running at 45 degrees Celsius on my CPU.
That's hot, kind of, right?
Not for a AMD.
Okay.
AMDs are good up to 100. Then you got problems.
Okay.
But
What?
I have, let's see, 53 on my GPU core, so that's running fine. That's doing about the same as it always does. My drives are all in the 30s. Yeah, it shouldn't have. I'm wondering if, I don't know. But then again, I grabbed
It
the
should, right?
ear-
King Bob, like the midget should have the best name. He should be like royalty. He should be like rejected by a wealthy family, kind of like the penguin. Yeah, I'll play the.
Yeah, but they didn't just reject him. They threw him in a fucking sewer.
That sounds good, man. I'll play like Tim Burton's penguin, like the Danny.
So
DeVito.
you want to be a dumpster baby, is what you're saying.
Yeah, that'd be great, man.
Garbage pail kids it is.
And I could be like I could have like an army of freaking remote control penguins from the 1930s.
Do they all have the little wind up key behind them as they walk?
Yeah, that's what you had back then. Now they're all Wi-Fi, but back then you had to wind them up.
What the heck are you playing?
Call of Cthulhu.
Got it. Be a circus freak.
Yeah,
There you go, the penguin boy.
that makes sense.
Watch Freaks.
I did watch it like years ago. That's a great movie. I mean, slow pace, but it's freaky because it's real. There's no effect. There's no masks, no CGI, but no real masks either. It's all circus performers back in the day, and that's when you still had like the deformities that you don't find today anymore. So it's a rare movie. You got to check it at least once.
It actually has the world's record for the most complex movie contract ever made. You got to remember that a lot of these circus freaks back then, they were big earners. People would come and see and pay lots of money. They had excellent.
Now everybody's encouraged to look like them, and they're out of a job.
Yeah, there's that.
No, but they were like something else, Wrangler. Like there's one who had no arms, no legs, but he could he rolls a cigarette with just his lips. Like he makes his own cigarette live in one take. It's amazing.
Yep. They brought their acts on, but that also meant they brought, with their contract, it meant a lot of crazy stuff in there. And that's why it has the world records for the most complex and just weird movie contracts ever.
It's wild.
Yeah, I mean, they were big deals back then.
You can't make a movie like that today.
What's amazing is the guy, the one midget that he gets up on the table and he proposes to make a toast. I can't remember the guy's name, and he talks about a loving cup, and it starts that whole "we accept are one of us" that thing. That guy goes on to become the Hollywood president of the Association for like Little People in Cinema, and his last major role is that of Master in Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome.
Wow.
Master Blaster.
Yep, he's the Master. And that man was in one of his early roles was in Freaks. The guy had acting chops a yard long, but it's amazing. He didn't get to use them so often. That's why when I watched Thunderdome, I'm really impressed by his acting for what he does to pack in there. And you sit there and consider the backstory of the character, and you're like, okay, that's just friggin' awesome. And then you find out, okay, this is not just some, weirdo they found. This guy's got a history in Hollywood, goes all the way back to its roots. So it was really kind of cool to see.
I got to rewatch the Thunderdome. It's been too long.
Yeah, well, yes, of course. You need to get yourself re-inoculated every so often.
Yeah, for sure.
All right,
Did you see? Oh, sorry.
All right, Snow says there's some signal weirdness out there, things bopping in and out. Well, what you do is get yourself a bag of salt and make a circle around your house. That should stop all the weirdness.
I was going to ask MD, did you watch the new one, the new film that just came out with the Mad Max chick, Furiosa?
No, it kind of. I was very interested in doing it, but then the reviews started coming out, and I mean, I basically blew off the whole boss chick stuff, and it started getting lower on my list. I'll probably watch it on streaming at some point, but I just didn't feel the urgency to go see it because they talked about the bad pacing, and that it really was more or less of an excuse for extended chase scenes that just really didn't connect, and that it spent 40 minutes trying to get into the film before I got to anything you wanted to see. And I kind of went, well, okay. I mean, I'm not going to bash it for anything because I've heard that everything is very well done. It's just, it sort of lost out in the end. It gave me no real drive to get to the theater. So,
Right.
but I can't say it's a bad movie because I've not heard anybody say flat out it's a bad movie. And the only people that have been, hyperventilating over anything culture war-ish, I think are absolutely overreacting.
Yeah, I've heard the same thing. I heard people were turned off by the marketing, by the girl boss context of what we're living in, but that it's actually pretty good when you watch it. But I haven't seen it either, so I was curious.
Yep.
But you're right. Yeah. People have gotten oversensitive to it. Like some people, I'm convinced, are looking for it and can't wait to find it.
Yeah, they track. I just did a post on my Substack about that. I think I've hit the end of my tether when it comes to a lot of these YouTube channels that are just like Disney does it again. Oh my God, get my Schadenfreude scratched. And I'm just sort of running out of patience with all these culture war gotchas that don't really pan out, things like that are I don't know. I'm just
at first I saw them, I'm like, okay, so I'm not the only one thinking this. But now it's like they can't wait for someone to fall apart and jump on that. It's like,
and they exaggerate everything too.
Yeah, it's like you're becoming gossip colonists.
Yeah,
just I guess what
if even that
anti-woke, I guess.
Yeah, I mean they're hyperventilating as they're muckrakers. And people that want to stir the pot like this must be forced to lick the spoon. So be careful what you stir. And, I've just kind of hit the end of it. And it's like, I think my YouTube feed is going to get pared down pretty severely soon.
I think a lot of people are. You'll eventually start seeing these channels start losing views and stuff when people are like, all right, I'm done.
Yeah, I'm done with the hate watching. I mean, that's really what it comes down to in the end. I'm done with people watching to find fault. It's like, you remember, I don't know if anybody knows about this channel, something called Cinema Sins. Anybody else remember this channel?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I watched it a long time ago.
And when it started out, it was actually really good because it was actually pointing out legitimate stuff, right? But after a while, they just started getting more and more picky and foolish with what they were doing for what was a cinema sin. And they
became Fire Marshal Bill of critics.
Yeah, I wouldn't even give them that much credit. What's funny is that then another channel came along at the same time who was also pissed off at him and made Cinema Wins. And he tried to find all the things he loved about the films. Watch him talk about any Edgar Wright film, and they are just awesome to watch. I mean, those are uplifting because he's sitting there going, all the things that I love about these films that I like. And they are just fantastic. Cinema Wins. Great show to check out. I don't even know if he's doing anymore, but it's worth it to check it out. Like I said, the Edgar Wright Cornetto trilogy movies he does, he has to break them into 2 sections because they are absolutely over the top with all.
Yeah, those are great
all the
movies,
wins.
Especially the zombie one. Is such a
Shaun of the Dead.
Yeah,
I mean, you sit there and think about.
And he's still active, by the way.
Oh, good.
Oh yeah, he's got like over 2 million subscribers. I watch him regularly. I've liked his stuff. I mean, sometimes I think he goes out on a very, very long branch trying to find good out of some really schlocky stuff. But other times it's kind of warranted. It's like, I can't just sit here and say this whole thing sucks when there's generally something good here in the background, even though it's for all the other crap. It's worth recognizing.
Yeah.
So even stuff that people would initially hate, he gives some stuff some good reexaminations.
Exactly. Yeah, just checking it down his list again and seeing Hot Fuzz and yeah. I mean, even he's got Thor Ragnarok on there. Okay, I'm gonna have to watch that one because I think that movie, if taken strictly as a comedy and you're not a fan of the lore and the series, it's just fun. It's a fun action comedy.
I still liked it. I know how out of alignment it is with lore and everything, but on its own, yeah, the movie is great.
Yep, that's the reason why.
I do wish they would have slowed down just a bit at a couple spots, like the death of the Warriors 3. I wish they would have lingered on that for.
Yeah, the Warriors 3 got short shrift. Something fierce. They should have had a lot more going for it.
And the other thing I wish they would have done just to kind of deal with the shock of how different Thor was behaving. It was like when he got back to Asgard, have one of them just look at him when he talks and say, "You have spent too much time on Midgard. You sound like them now." Just that one comment would have probably smoothed over a lot of people's problems with how different he was behaving.
The "what's wrong with you" moment.
Yeah.
No,
but just pointing out, you open your mouth and Midgard comes out. Because his speech patterns were so different from the previous movies.
Yes. Yeah, because he had been on Midgard too long.
And had they just had one comment in there like that, it probably a lot of people were bitching about how he just acting different for no reason. That just one comment like that would have made a difference, I think. At least give it a little more, linearity or congruity or whatever the idity word is. I don't know. I usually don't have to think up words on the fly. I'm writing, so I get to look them up and make sure I'm using them properly. But when speaking live, I could. You know that meme? I often use big words that I don't understand in order to sound more photosynthesis.
Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, we should totally have enhanced goggles that give us synonyms of the words we're about to say, so we can sound smarter. It's like an overlay of all the different references and GIFs and movie quotes, and just at your beck and call.
Oh, trust me, we'd still pick the wrong words.
I think it's called a phone.
Yeah, it's pretty much there, right? I just need goggles. That's pretty much what I need.
Oh, where was it? Some Maji posted a suggestion for discussion tonight. I can't remember where it was. I can't remember what it was. I read it. I'm like, oh, that looks like fun. And now I can't remember what it was. And I was just looking for the post she made over in Discord again. I can't find the thread it was in. So are you going to be pursuing the music a lot more in the future?
Me?
Yeah.
It's going to come and go a little bit. I mean, let me see here. I'll actually give you some more hard numbers or at least harder numbers other than pulling.
I didn't know if you were trying to do a song per book or multiple songs per book or something per story, per character.
Well, I would like to end up with themes for all my characters plus one for books. And then it's generally sort of like, I don't know whether or not I get inspired. Like I have one that is completely off the chain following that actually does the climax of book one called Escape the Black Void. But I've got maybe 6 or 8 more songs that are either just needing a quick mix or are nearing completion with it. every once in a while, I'll just out of the blue get sort of a riff go through my head. So I got to quick go write it down and see what comes of it, you know? And oh God, I've got dozens of started songs that are just, well, that didn't work out. And just the riff is there, the loop is there, whatever you want to call it. And I just never go anywhere with it until sometimes a year, 2 years. I've had one about 4 years old suddenly go, wait a minute, I got an idea for this. And I was able to push it forward. And other times they just sort of sit there taunting me. And other times they will actually slowly evolve over time. I literally have a entire, I am actually working on a, I guess you could call it a symphony. It is, well, let me see here. I basically said, what would it be like to try and rip off Danny Elfman's style? And I got kind of close. Oh, that is definitely not the right one.
Family Guy put the idea in my head years ago. I want to hear what happens if Danny Elfman scores Star Wars.
It gets a lot lighter and bouncier, that's for sure. Yeah, the problem was that while I was scoring this whole orchestra, which I used the Spitfire BBC orchestra sampler they have in there, and I have just about everything you can imagine on stage there. Let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 27 tracks worth of different instruments going.
Oh, wow.
Time.
Yeah,
oh, God, yeah.
Are you dreading screenshotting that one chapter?
Oh, are you talking about the troll chapter?
No. You know which one.
Well, there's several which ones. It's just narrowing it down.
East of Darkness one.
Oh, okay. Oh, I know what you're talking about now.
Here, if you want to see what I'm talking about, I can share actually my screen with that and give you a taste of what it is like. It is hopefully not terribly broken right now that I last remember. It's been a few months since I touched it.
Yeah,
so,
that's
yeah,
a little
you
bit
can,
going on there.
Yeah, it has a few instruments. So let's see what happens when I click play.
I'm not really hearing anything on my side.
Me either.
Okay.
Volume's not coming through.
Let me check something. If I can call this up.
We're checking that. I just wanted to, I know I had posted it before, but I didn't announce it. Bat Sauce says, beep, beep. How's it going, Bat Sauce? Good to see you.
Bat Sauce, why are you so wide? For anyone who's not getting the reference, that is wide Kylo Ren. He has his face photoshopped over.
Ah, okay.
Wide Kylo Ren is a bit of a meme in the Star Wars circle.
I thought it looked like I actually thought it looked like a weird amalgamation of Worf and Kylo, but
no, it was just people's reaction.
Is that a white Klingon?
It was supposed to be a fan service moment in The Last Jedi with like Kylo Ren like being shirtless. Instead, everybody's reaction was, "Why is he so wide?"
Okay, can you hear it now? Because I found part of the problem.
No.
Nothing's coming through. All right, something obviously went out with my sound.
Bat Sauce says he can go wider. Quit bragging.
Let's do it, Bat Sauce.
Let me check one last thing here. Oh,
so what you got going on, Otter?
Not much. I'm getting close to being finished with the second draft of my book, which,
nice.
I mean, it's taken me a bit longer than normal. That said, this has kind of been the draft where I've been beefing out a lot of the story that I had before. My first draft was 45,000 words. This one is closer to 70,000.
Oh, wow.
Cool. Yeah, sorry, I can't get it to go. For some reason, the sound won't play through. Why, I have no idea.
I hope when I finally get back to working on the books again, that the next one is closer to 60 or 70,000 rather than the 140,000 of my last one. That was. I didn't want to go that. I did not want it to go that long, but
Yeah, I've been a little slower these last
Kinda
couple of
happened.
months. I've had to cut a few corners just to keep on writing, but I'm still writing book 2. That was the one corner I don't want to cut.
Hmm.
Yeah, you forgot that major plot point later on in the story.
It's easy.
I'm
I just
still
gotta-
debating though. Do I want to finish the rest of the mainline series, or do I want to do the side stories first? Because the side stories happen immediately after the first 2 books. The rest of the series happens 18 years after the first 2 books.
At least my plan is if I end up doing any spin-off series, I'm going to alternate between books. Do one for the main line, then another for the spin-off or something along those lines. That way there's progress being made in both, kind of like concurrent timelines.
Yeah. Because remember, book 1 is in 98, Haley's 10. Book 2 is in January 2000. She's 11. Book 3, she's 29.
Oh.
And the side up, so the side stories are happening 6 months after book 2 in 2000 in July. And so I'm like, do I want to sit there and deal with those before I do the rest of the series? Because I'm not planning on using Haley and Elizabeth all that much in these. It's going to be more Sabrina and William Roberts.
I mean, if you want to, probably a decent idea is to go ahead and start the spin-off series and then alternate until you cap off the Haley Star saga, and then you can just dedicate the rest of your time to working on the spin-offs.
Yeah. Because the problem is I don't like the idea of going back and doing things previous to where I'm writing now, because I might go, oh, wait, I screwed something up by messing with the past, you know?
Yeah. No, it
But
makes sense.
Well, if I go in chronological order, I'm less likely to make a continuity error.
My problem is just, getting my butt in the chair and writing.
I think that's
that too.
Most of our problems.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I've spent all my time working on videos lately. I haven't been doing any writing. Any writing I have done has been for scripts. And having just spent the last 3 weeks working on a video that's part 1 of 4, I'm like, oh boy. And then I have one more video lined up, planned to do after that. I'm like, maybe after that I should give the videos a rest and actually look at writing a book again.
Has anybody been reading anything interesting lately?
No.
Actually, I've started reading the Big Sleep because I was doing a short story for a anthology called Magi Noir, and
nice.
I only have like about 3 weeks to get it done.
Oh,
It means I actually need beta readers. I need some people to come in and take a look at it and see if I get it noir. The whole premise of the book is basically do noir stories based or surrounding or involving cats. That's it. And the first one came out and apparently this last year and just really did unbelievably well, or in those last couple of weeks actually. So I said, I got an idea for a story, and it's done. I have one editorial pass through it, but it needs another quick look, and it's about 9,000 words. I've got to find places to cut back, but it's a lot of fun. But yeah, I actually do need some help on getting some quick feedback on that.
Yeah, I can always suggest a few people to beta read. I know a few people anyway that could probably help out.
Okay.
King Bob. He's pretty good at that.
Oh yeah, that's true. I could say see if King Bob wants a crack at it. It's something though that it'd have to be by Friday or so because I'm gonna need. We're gonna be heading on a trip by the 18th, so I got to get a lot of stuff done before then, including my submission for Jumpmaster Press, which wants a first three chapters in a summary of a book for submission. Then.
Oh.
Yep. I'll tell anybody. If you've got a novel idea that you can at least get the first three chapters done and a finished plot synopsis to hand off to Jumpmasters Press, go for it, man. I got to meet them at LibertyCon. Really cool dudes, and they are the small publishers that Iron Agers want.
I'll have to check them out then. That sounds promising.
Mm-hmm. If you've got something that's hot and ready to trot, definitely polish it up and get it ready to go.
Sweet. I think I've actually got a story or two. They're short stories, not necessarily novel ideas. I'll see what I can do, though.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, look at all these cool books. Oh, I wonder what Otter wrote that.
Random otter.
Just some otter.
Well, any otter off the street.
This is the one I'm in right now. I actually was able to finally read a little bit of it yesterday, or not yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Was it? It was some yesterday and some on Friday because Friday was so slow at work. I actually just sat and read for a while.
Oh, that's nice.
Well, most of the garages were closed that day, so we didn't have a whole lot of stuff shipping around.
Yeah, that'd do it.
Gino, you were on that video or the recording thing we did on Otter's book, December of last year. That Christian's having James actually edit it. So I can
It's going to make wonderful marketing for book 2.
Like I say, he just needs to hold it back until you release book 2, and then we just drop that.
That will be really funny. I'm probably gonna, if that ends up happening, I'm gonna run with that. That sounds like it's gonna be a really fun marketing thing to do.
And it's definitely got to have a tag that this was recorded back in December 2023. Oh man. Yeah, I don't even remember. I think I got Sybil, Gino, Christian. I think Maji showed up. Were you there, Frequency?
I think so. I mean, I know I read it. Yeah, I was there.
Okay.
I was trying to. I remember we had talked about doing one for Otter, one for Revenant in the Tomb, but I was trying to remember which one. I don't think we ever did the one on Revenant in the Tomb, but we
did.
We did?
Yeah. It was a live stream we did.
Was I on that one or?
I don't know. I think you were.
There were quite a few.
I'm in some of them, and I'm not in other ones. I forget which ones are which.
Yeah, I was fucking setting that up back and forth, and I was getting kind of confused who the fuck was supposed to be in which one.
Yeah. Just keep in mind, if I had read the book, I'm always willing to join you guys on that. If I haven't read it, then I'm still willing to join. I won't know what I'm talking about, but
well, Otter, yeah, Herman did get his Ghost of the Badlands, so thank you.
Okay, I'm just waiting on mine to finally get shipped, one way or the other. It'll get here, hopefully. I paid money for it anyway.
King Bob comes back from being away for a moment, and he's like, "How do we end up on my website?"
Magic. That's how, King Bob.
Yeah, Gino, Frequency, Redoubt, Christian, Trippy, and Maji. That was the Revenant in the Tomb one.
Yeah, that was a really fun live stream. I had a lot of fun with that one.
Forgot we had that many people. What happened to Readout? Did he die?
No, he had to bounce. I saw the he posted in the private chat that he had to go, and by the time I noticed that post, he was already gone. So
Yeah, I think Skull's kicking his ass or something.
perhaps. But don't forget to check out both his websites, both his YouTube channels, Readout Productions, obviously, and there's not Hetero Crow, it's Digital Fubar, I think, right? Or is it Fubar? Digital Fubar Media?
Yeah, it's digital. Yeah. Let me look it up. Fubar Digital, something like that. Yeah. Scroll up. Keep scrolling.
A digital food bar?
Yeah, Fubar Digital Lounge. That's the name of the channel. It is.
That's where he discusses the more pop culture end of things. Obviously, Readout is his bread and butter, his history. And
well, I mean, Fourth
his
Wing, I
history.
think. Fourth
I was,
Wing,
I know I was on the Fourth Wing one because I was like the only guy on there not looking to trash it.
Dude, it was bad.
I first jumped in looking to trash it, and I'm the only one that showed up the screen. I was like, actually, I kind of had fun with this one, you know.
I was trashing it, but at the same time, I felt bad for trashing it.
I didn't feel bad for trashing it. Holy fucking crap. 13 hours straight of listening to that dude. 13 hours. Pain.
I was speed reading to try and catch up there by the end. I was like 200-300 pages behind out of a 500-page book. So, and I was just trying to read all of that in a day.
God, it was pain.
And the squad could definitely use Stormbright.
Yes, they could. That is the funniest coincidence of all. It's just Stormbright's abilities just so happen to line up with how to kill a venom.
Otter,
and he's a better shot.
Yes.
He's a much better shot.
Otter, did you
He probably get his ass kicked in hand-to-hand by her, but...
Oh, yeah. I think he would. Like, Stormbright is not the best, like, fencer. He's very good with his lightning, though. It's just, he can only...
He knows
so many
enough
off
to
before
keep
he
himself
passes
from
out.
getting... Yeah, he knows enough to keep himself from getting killed.
Yes.
It's like, I can parry just long enough to survive.
Pretty much.
Did you mess up the thumbnail on Revenant in the Tomb one?
On Revenant in the
There's no
Tomb?
thumbnail on it.
I don't think so.
Yeah, it's just gray. It's a gray box.
Oh,
my
that
theory
might
on
have
that
been the
is
one
still that
where
takes
we were
place in
having a
future.
lot of issues with the thumbnail. Let me check it.
Yeah, I thought it had a thumbnail.
Let me check.
We still gotta get back onto Vagabond.
Yeah, we do. We've kind of gone down the Berserk rabbit hole.
Where are you guys at on Vagabond?
We are one deluxe volume into it, so 3 volumes.
Oh, so I could act just one in?
Yeah, just one.
I
We
could
did
actually
one,
catch up
and
to you
then we
guys.
immediately jumped over to Vagabond. We jumped over to Berserk, and we
Berserk.
haven't gone back since.
Yes.
Because I could
mean, I got the-
theoretically catch up because I've got volume 1, so I would just need to order volume 2.
Yeah,
and
the
read
second
both.
Bizbig.
Yeah, the Visbig.
I got Bizbig number 2 and read it. I think me and don't you have Bizbig 2 as well, Otter? It might just be me, you, and Frequency and do it on that.
Billy, I'm not sure what's going on. The Revenant and the Tomb video looks fine where I'm seeing it. I can see the
It's like
thumbnail and everything.
On mine, like it's not showing thumbnail. Like everyone else has thumbnail except that one. I don't know.
I don't know. Like, I see it just fine. I guess it's just a YouTube thing.
Well, we're over halfway done with Berserk on those.
Yeah, we just got over the halfway point, which Berserk is a long series that's been running for like over 30 years now, 30, 40 years. So that's actually saying quite a bit.
Now,
Oh, hi, Chozo.
It's a very depressing story, though.
It's wow.
speaking of mangas, this is something I wish I had noticed much sooner. because this has all been scripted, recorded for the upcoming video. But there's something I want to point out here, and I wish I noticed it before I recorded the script. Hang on, I got to get back to that actual window so I can minute. Here we go. I didn't realize what a dick that Gray Voice was, because here he is. He is literally talking over Old Bird. Look, the word bubble's right over his freaking face.
That's unfortunate.
It's like, Gray Voice, you're a dick. Yeah, it looks like he's flipping Samus off too. It's like
Bat Sauce, in a sense, that is completely true. It's just there's a lot of ups and downs to said love story.
Yeah, you're fixing to go really down for a bit and then right back up.
Then right back up. It gets
Then
really
you get
optimistic after.
Kicked
a
in the
certain
fucking
point.
balls in the final. You get kicked in the balls in the final chapter from Mira.
No, I
That's
swear,
right.
the more I look at Berserk, especially the art, the more depressed I get. I'm like, fuck shit, man. I can't do that. It's depressing.
Berserk's something you can't easily recommend. Vagabond, I can.
Vagabond, you can recommend to just about anybody. Berserk, you're like, recommend with a huge asterisk.
Yeah, Berserk is not a story I probably would have naturally gravitated to if it wasn't like the talk of the town, so to speak. But Vagabond, man, I've been reading about Miyasabi. I can't read it. Say his name.
Miyamoto Musashi.
Yeah, Book of Five Rings. Like I read that a long time ago, so I didn't even know there was a comic about him. That's kind
I
of
ordered that for supper last night.
a discovery.
I actually need to read the Book of Five Rings. It's been on my to-do list for a while now. It's just I need to get
What?
around to reading it.
I mean, it's on the
it looks like-
internet. You can pull it up and read it.
Oh, okay.
Oh, what was it?
Yeah,
I know you had our fucking one shot as well.
the D&D one shot.
Yeah, which is read out, snuggly record.
Yeah, and I need to get the clips together and
Snuggly?
Oh, you heard me. Frequency.
Yeah.
Okay, Otter. So he's trying to screenshot the images for the manga thing, so he can just paste them in Clipchamp. But for some reason on him, it's doing it to the clipboard. It's not actually making it a file he can use.
Wait, is this readout trying to do that?
No,
Is that
no.
trouble?
Yeah, when I'm getting images for my videos, I can't do a regular screenshot. I got to go through a bunch of steps. So what I do is I set up OSB, and I take a 7-second video of the image, and then I have a bunch of 7-second videos that I use that I align in the video editor to make the things. It would be a lot easier if I could just screenshot and use an actual image file instead of an actual video.
I would check your settings for the screenshots. There's got to be like something you can change.
I didn't even know I had the screenshot option until I started digging, but this is the best I could find.
Right.
And it's weird. I have to like take it and paste it to something else to, it doesn't turn it into a video file, unfortunately, or into a picture file, unfortunately.
So does it not let you use images at all? You have to make a video out of it?
No, like I could screenshot something on my phone, upload it to Google Photos, download it from Google Photos onto my computer, and then drop it into Clipchamp there. But that's a lot of extra steps.
Mine
So I just take a 7-second video in OSB and drop all those videos in and arrange them on the bars. And
There's also a way you can screenshot from your PC itself. If it's not working that way, it might be a file format thing.
Yeah, because that's why I'm finding it weird, because on mine, I have no problem if I do a screenshot on the computer.
Yeah, it's Window key Shift S. That's the best way to get screenshots.
Here, try it out, Frequency.
Window key what?
Window key Shift S.
Window key Shift S. Okay, I've been doing window key print screen.
No, try Window key Shift S, and it'll actually let you drag out a rectangle, and it'll take that as a screenshot.
Well, no shit.
There you go. Now you don't. Now you,
Oops.
I've surprised a lot of people in the past with that little shortcut. It's something I think Microsoft should they should tout that out a bit more, because that's such a useful shortcut to have.
Now you can rename the name of the show to How to Screenshot in Windows.
Hi guys, and welcome to my
Oh,
tutorial
it just
on
said-
how to screenshot in Windows 11.
Son of a bitch.
what?
It said screenshot saved to clipboard.
Must be a setting.
it'll-
It sounds like a setting.
Are you using Windows 11?
I don't know. Whatever Windows came on the. How do I know which Windows I have?
Whenever is your
I got
start
this.
menu-
I got it in 2020. Whatever came on at default, that's what I have on here.
So it's probably Windows 11.
10 or
Or
11.
it
It
could
was,
be- yeah.
if it says it was saved to the screen, to the clipboard, you can't actually save it as an image. You can still do it.
Double
way.
click it to bring up the options around it, and
It'll be under like your notifications or whatever. You can pull that up and then just click it there. It'll
I mean,
open
you
it up.
could also theoretically open up Paint and just paste it in Paint and save it as a JPEG or a PNG, whatever.
That
Yeah,
too.
if I'm going to do all that and I got OSB open, it's just quicker for me to just keep grabbing 7-second snippets of it. That's why I didn't start doing the screenshots. I already figured out I could paste it to something and work with it from there. But
yeah, but keep in mind when you're in the OSB and stuff, if you have it as just the image, you can stretch it as far as you want, and you don't have to keep duplicating.
yes,
the fucking
that's
7-second
why I want just the image. Although when I want to scroll across an image, I kind of have to hit record and scroll across with the mouse to make that happen. But when I'm going through editing, I can't help but notice it's like, crap, there's my cursor again. I didn't see it at the time.
I think it's about time for wrap up.
You know what? I agree. Let's take one last look in the comments here. King Bob says the otter is correct. It's it's Windows snippet.
Yep, works good for screenshot.
Now give me a fish.
You know, I don't have any cool little video clips pertaining to fish. I'm gonna have to change that.
Do we have my theme song at least? I'll take that instead.
Get the end of that that movie, like Thank You for All the Fish. The
So long and thanks for
Hitchhiker's
all the
Guide to
fish.
the Galaxy.
Oh, you mean this song? Yeah, it's your
How
song.
did you
right?
hear
No.
that from? How did you hear that from So Long and Thanks for All the Fish?
No. You're saying your theme song, and I was like, all right, there it is.
It took you a few seconds to actually pull it up.
The sun has gone to bed, and so must I. So long, farewell. Auf Wiedersehen, goodbye, goodbye, goodbye.
Why, Wrangler? Why?
Why not?
Why is Gamora?
When is Gamora?
Who is Gamora?
Okay.
When is Gamora?
And foul.
MD, give us a parting plug.
All right, parting plug. We will be going to Big Lick Comic Con at the first weekend of August. You can find me there in Roanoke, Virginia. As always, you can find my books on Amazon. You can buy them direct on my website as well. Let's see anything else. Otherwise, check out my music on Bandcamp. I'm available on Facebook as well as my blog, Substack, and yeah, that pretty well covers it.
All right. Tunes, reading, adventures, stories. You described it the crossroad of punk and pulp, right?
That's right. The crossroad of punk and pulp, where the pulps of the 1920s meet with the punks of the 2020s.
Awesome. You know what? How many books do I have this week? I got it right here.
At the crossroads of pulp and punk, you'll find Dreams Within Dreams, the first book of the Tales from the Dream Nebula series, a return to the golden age style of science fiction. Link in the description.
All right. Otter!
Well,
Steel and Stormbright, The Curse of the Star Wraiths, an exciting sword and sorcery adventure about two brothers trying to make their way in a harsh world. Link in the description.
Sorry, I'm all. That's the rest. That's all I got. I need to get one.
Oh no, it's fine.
We gotta get some more of them.
On that note, the Age of Swords and Sorcery is back, and I'm proud to say that Steel and Stormbright: The Curse of the Star Raids is what I try to make a return to form of the pulps of the 1920s and 30s. It's a story of brotherhood, weird magic, high fantasy, and yes, athletic tits. I'm also usually on art streams on Saturday, as well as Frederick's art streams on Tuesday. Tomorrow, however, I'm going to be on Iron Seas with Fat Sauce, Kahuna, and AC Pritchard. So look out for me there.
All right. Frederick!
Yes, so imakecomics.com is the website to take you to the current comic book project that I've got, which is Rattel, the story of a kind of Robin Hood kind of character who wants to strike back at power, and power happens to be an authority in this world. So if you like flying skateboards or quadcopters, you're going to love this. And I'm also on Fred's Tuesdays art stream, so you'll find me there hosting with Billy Bobsack as well as Otter. And sometimes James comes and says hi. And yeah, that's pretty much where I'm at. Over to you, Billy Bob.
Hello! You can find me on Only Gremlins on Substack.com. Also, whenever Christian and Frederick get berserk, Lux Flying Mate will be scheduling that, and whenever fucking Otter and Kinkage get Ghost of the Badlands, we'll be doing a stream review on that. Reddit.
Blame Kickstarter, not the Otter.
All right, and you can check out my stuff. Haley Starbag, Katie Bag, Kitty Haley's World, both available on Amazon. Links are in the description for all of their projects. And yeah, I say that's good. We're going to wrap that up right here. If you enjoyed this presentation, hit the like, and if you didn't, appreciate you stopping by. We'll see you next time, and God bless.
Squeak, squeak.
Raggy.
A Jewish space laser.